Well, greetings everybody, and welcome to the Mounds View Tribute Park Veterans Day dedication and celebration. My name is Gary Milhouse. I'm currently playing the role of acting mayor today. And so at this point, I will invite the Irondale Choir, directed by Jason Etten, to sing the Star Spangled Banner. So if you wouldn't mind stand with that.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light, once so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you, Irondale Choir, for doing that for us, and thank you, Jason, for bringing them out. We were here from them again at the end of our presentation today. Before we begin, I want to share a brief history of the park. For years, the city had talked about building some type of park to honor the victims of local tragedies. The 1965 tornado, the 1986 Williams pipeline explosion, and the 2007 IW-35 bridge collapse. Between those three tragedies, the city of Mounds View lost 9 residents. We also wanted to honor our local first responders, the Mounds View Police Department, the Spring Lake Park Blaine Mounds View Fire Department, and our emergency management services. Along with these passions was a Veterans Park to honor those who have or are serving our country. We are here today completing that journey that started in earnest 4 years ago with the creation of a committee of volunteers. After several years of planning, construction began this past July, and we dedicated the tribute component this past September 13th, and I'm sure some of you were here for that. Today we complete the journey as we dedicate the veterans component of our tribute park with this ceremony, honoring all veterans for their service. At this point, I'd like to welcome Veteran Eugene Bronson to the podium who has a few words for us.
Thank you all for coming out today and joining us this Veterans Day, Veterans Park dedication. Many people stay home, enjoy their day off and work or school or out doing other things. And in a way that's so befitting. After all, we live in a free country. But that's what makes your presence here even more meaningful, because you appreciate our American way of life and understand the commitment of democratic government. And you know that the freedom you enjoy today is not free. True cost to that freedom is a price that can't be fathomed or most. It is a price that will be paid as long as brave men and women choose freedom over evil and tyranny. Veterans Day is not for veterans alone. When we served our country, we did not serve to fulfill personal interests. We served the national interests of the United States of America. And that's why this day isn't just for us veterans alone. It's a day for the entire country to celebrate its freedom and honor those we have served. As a veteran, I stand before you with a profound sense of pride, humility, and gratitude. I've been where many of you and our fellow service members have been, serving our great country with unwavering dedication, and yet facing the many challenges that came with it. Today, I want to focus on the importance of Veterans Day, not only from my perspective as a veteran and VFW member, but also that collective duty we as U.S. citizens share in honoring our veterans and ensuring the true meaning of this day is not forgotten. Today is a day for every citizen to remember and honor the sacrifice of our nation's veterans. It is important to celebrate the service of all of our veterans, those who fought during time of war and those who served to maintain the peace. We need to take a few moments to recognize the men and women who are serving in today's active duty military. The Guard and Reserve, who, as we meet, are doing everything they can to defend and preserve freedom and liberty. The sacrifices and accomplishments made by today's generation of patriots are many, and the dedication to our way of life and the values our country was founded upon serve as a reminder that tyranny and evil will never prevail. The lessons taught by veterans that provided all of us should never be forgotten. It's up to each of us to keep the legacy of our nation's veterans alive and ensure the same spirit of faith and democracy carries through so that future generations will also celebrate the unity, courage, valor, and singleness of purpose that is the strength of our free nation. Veteran Days holds a special place in my heart, as it does for all who have worn the uniform of our great nation. It is a day that reminds us of the commitment we made to defend the principles of freedom, liberty, and justice. It is a day when we reflect on the time spent away from home, the bonds formed with our brothers and sisters in arms, and the sacrifices made on both of our native and foreign shores to protect the American way of life and aid those striving to safeguard their own freedoms. We must work to remind our nation that Veterans Day isn't just another holiday on the calendar. It is a profound reminder of not only the commitment and courage of all those who have served, but of the painstakingly high cost of freedom paid by those who have selflessly sacrificed their purpose. Veteran, I want to help ensure that the importance of Veterans Day is understood by all, and I encourage everyone who is here to engage in thoughtful conversations, to share your experiences and participate in community events that raise awareness and honor our military and veteran community. We must make it our shared mission to educate and remind future generations that at its core, the American spirit is defined by resilience, selflessness, and commitment. Today's world is often hyper-focused on division, and Veterans Day provides an opportunity to remember that despite different beliefs and lifestyles, our desire for a better life has always united us. Every veteran has proudly worn the uniform of our nation, has served alongside countless individuals from different backgrounds, who may even had opposing viewpoints or opinions, and yet all veterans put aside those differences to focus on the intrinsic values of freedom and liberty that bring us together. To my brothers and sisters in arms here and veterans around the world, I wish you a happy Veterans Day and a sincere and heartfelt thank you.
Thank you, Eugene. Let's give him another round of applause. At this point, I will now read the name of the veterans whose names are inscribed on the pavers that are in the park. They will start with the United States Air Force, Airman Second Class Gary D. Walquist. Oops. Well, sorry about that. Okay. Staff Sergeant Nicholas G. Wirtz, Master Sergeant Dean McBride, and Airman Second Class Dale E. Stolt. United States Army, Sergeant Caleb M. Huss, Sergeant Donald G. Johnson, E4 Specialist Jess L. Winker, and I apologize if I mispronounce anybody's name. So, Lieutenant Colonel Terry Hoy, Corporal Fred H. Krager, Private First Class James T. Carroll, Major Nathan J. Justin, Sergeant Michael J. Schmidt, Technical Sergeant Frank J. Arell, Second Lieutenant Brian Beeman, Staff Sergeant Irvin E. Erkey, Private First Class Donald J. Rossbach, Specialist Fourth Class Dennis Hoy, Specialist Fourth Class Robert B. Wirtz, Specialist First Class Reinhard D. Heinitz, Corporal John D. Trasick, Private First Class William G. Hoffman, Lieutenant Colonel Gregory A. Pichet, Private Second Class Thomas A. Trasick, Specialist Fourth Class Military Police Fran Biscons, Specialist Matthew T. Doe, Army National Guard, United States Coast Guard, Radioman Petty Officer Third Class Brian A. McCarger, United States Marines, Sergeant Benjamin P. Ingen, Staff Sergeant John R. Rack, Corporal Michael F. Burns, Corporal Benjamin Zender, United States Navy, Storekeeper Second Class Frederick R. Kreger, Boatswainsman Mate Michael J. Huss, Seaman First Class Marvin Mueller, Machinist Mate Second Class Leroy G. Sharon, Lieutenant Commander Amanda Lee, Hospital Corpsman Helen L. Moka-Koffel, Fireman First Class Conrad E. Farrell, Fireman Robert Edgar Powers, Petty Officer First Class James M. Murphy, and lastly, but not least, Second Class Petty Officer Richard W. Freeman. At this point, we'd like to welcome the Irondale Band, a choir back up to sing taps.
Day is done, gone the sun, from the lakes, from the hills, from the sky. All is well, safely rest. God is nigh.
Again, let's thank the Irondale Choir for coming today, and so the kids can get back to school. Well, this ends the ceremony for today. I want to thank everyone for coming, and please join us next year on November 11th. And you obviously please enjoy the park while you're here. Have a good day.